Movie reviews. Saw a movie. I did it in theaters. Again, it's been a minute, but we did it. Promising Young Women. The directorial debut of Emerald Fennell. I think I'm saying that right. The plot on IMDb reads, a young woman traumatized by a tragic event in her past seeks out vengeance against those who crossed her path. So up front, this movie is going to be very difficult to talk about without getting into spoilers, so I do not want to spoil it. I would highly recommend watching this movie because there are a lot of moments that you don't want ruined. That being said, I also feel like I need to say this movie touches a lot of sensitive topics. Basically, this movie needs to advertise major trigger warning. It deals with issues like sexual assault, sexual violence, and I believe ultimately it does handle it in a positive, uplifting way and offers us a better viewpoint of how to talk about and handle these subjects. I think that if someone has experienced something of the sort, it would be hard to watch. Let me just say this. I found it very uncomfortable to watch, so I cannot imagine someone going through similar issues, what they must be feeling watching this movie. So watch at your own risk, but if you think you can handle it, I would encourage you to watch it because, again, you do not want this movie spoiled. Carey Mulligan plays the star character Cassie, seeking revenge, ultimately to get even with people who treat women poorly. That's essentially it. We don't know much about her at the beginning, and throughout the movie we learn a little bit more about her past and why she is so passionate and why this is so personal to her. That's the main moral of this story, is that men get away with way too much. I think ultimately this film does a good job of conveying that message. I think if I had to get really nitpicky, there are moments where it feels too on the nose. Like, it does a good job presenting different sides and arguments and then countering those arguments. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. But sometimes it feels a little forced. But that's getting super nitpicky because I think this movie does a fantastic job providing us this topic in a fun, creative way. And it feels weird to say a fun, creative way because, again, this is a serious thing we're talking about. But it does it, and I think it's really tasteful. It is a gorgeous film to watch when it comes to the cinematography. The score is fantastic. The acting is amazing. To be completely honest, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what this genre is, and it flips a lot of the time. There are moments where you feel like this might be a redemptive romantic comedy. There are other moments where you think it's going to be a revenge thriller, and to be completely honest, you're really not quite sure until the last final moment. This movie will keep you guessing, and it shifts around so much with its genres, ultimately giving you such a satisfying story. So to get to specifically the acting, Carey Mulligan gives a fantastic performance. The type of acting she does in this movie, again, kind of with that shifting genres, she needs to perform a lot of different roles. And when I say perform a lot of different roles, her character specifically has different personalities to her in a way that she intentionally puts out to different people. And so it's honestly incredible to watch her give this performance. A lot of people are saying she probably should be nominated for an Oscar at the very least, and I think I would agree with that. Beyond that, the actors in this movie are so stacked. Let me just read out some of these names, alright? Burnham, Alison, Brie, Clancy Brown, Jennifer Coolidge, Laverne Cox, Chris Lowell, Connie Britton, Adam Brody, Max Greenfield, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Sam Richardson, Alfred Molina, Molly Shannon. This movie just brings out so many people that you recognize and have seen before in various things. But I think the best part of this movie is that a lot of these characters kind of play against their typecast roles that we've previously seen them in. And again, that's hard to explain without giving away spoilers, so I'm going to really try hard not to, but I really think that these people were specifically chosen to play these specific roles just to throw us off. I do want to talk about Burnham though, because I thought he was fantastic, super funny. He gave so many funny lines that I gotta believe he wrote himself. It's just one of those moments where you're watching the movie and you're like, why don't we see more of him in just anything? So yeah, ultimately this movie was a great time, and that feels or might sound really insensitive considering the very heavy subject matter that it covers. But it really finds a way to tastefully get across its message while still being an entertaining film at the same time. I don't know how it does it, and I completely understand if it doesn't work for everyone, but for me, it did. For me, it brought me through the emotions of feeling anger and frustration and also humor at the same time. It really pulled my emotions through this roller coaster of not guessing what's going to happen next, and ultimately relating in a very major way to the main character. In the end, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 stars if you follow me on Letterboxd, and you should. So that's Promising Young Woman. Have you seen it? What do you think? Comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you next time.